Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. All right. Thank you guys for coming out. Send out the emails. Everybody responded. So why are we here? How did we get here? So I just want to tell the brief story of how it kind of all came about. We opened up this location here back on May 17th. So this is our HQ. And Chris came by with his son Kofi. Kofi has come to my basketball camp over the years. They were here getting a custom T-shirt made at the time. And I was just sitting there just having a conversation with Chris and his son. And he was asking me, I had a brief stint in the NBA with the Portland Trailblazers. So he was like, who was on your team when you played? Theo Radcliffe, Damon Stoudemire, Zach Randolph, Derek Anderson. Oh, DA? He's like, oh, Derek Anderson, DA? Come to find out he's a Big Blue Nation Kentucky fan. And Derek Anderson won a national championship at Kentucky, a good friend of mine who I played with Portland with. So once he showed me how excited he was, I went over to the side. I called DA on speaker, and he was like shaking like a little kid. It was you could tell. But he said that's his favorite basketball player ever in life. And second was John Wall, I believe. Yeah. A couple weeks later, he comes walking in the store with this white guy Barry, and I'm like, I'm like, what's going on? He was like, I wanted to repay the favor. You let me meet my favorite basketball player. And I wanted to repay the favor. And I'm like, okay, cool. And not knowing, Barry had just moved back from LA, from California. I've been doing film for a number of years, and they wanted to do a film for us pro bono. Now that was a crazy blessing in disguise that I didn't know was coming. But especially to the young kids in here, you always treat people right because you never know how it can come back at you, and you don't do that just for the hoping that you're getting something back. You just do it out of the kindness of your heart. So just a chance, conversation that me and Chris had led to all you guys right here, led to the film. So it's a huge blessing for us. We've been in business 21 years, and we haven't had a great commercial like this. We've only done social media stuff, filming ourselves. But to have a high-level, crew, the way we had it and the way it was done, and Barry's direction, and we wanted to focus just on the uniform side of business. So for those who don't know, uniform side of business, probably about 65-70% of our business. We had a retail side of business. We do the uniforms, athletes, basketball, soccer, track, football, volleyball, you name it. We do it. And Barry was kind of on the same wavelength as that. And with him coming back here to Lansing, he really wanted to focus on something local. It's huge for me as we continue to grow, being a small but growing business, to do things in our hometown and to have homegrown talent. I like to say, act local but think global. With that being said, we're here because of, starting off with Chris and then Barry. Barry really made this happen. So, Barry, anything that you want to say?
I appreciate you saying that I was, without me, I couldn't be made. But honestly, like you all in front of the camera, I couldn't be more thankful enough for all of you to help. And again, like you said, the ADs, the coaches, like everyone who put in their time, their love, their effort, dealt with me. I just wanted to say thank you because. It definitely would not have been able to happen without all your talent and your hard work. So thank you.
Yep. So Barry, what we'll do, we'll drop the 60-second first and then pause a little bit. And if you can kind of tell, going in your mind, how did you come about, putting together, editing, how you wanted the commercial to come out.
Yeah, for sure.
Game 7, NBA Finals. You have to, 5 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Talk to us, Barry.
Yeah, we just got out our iPhones and just shot a quick thing or two. Yeah, I mean, basically our idea, when we started this project, Devin and I want to grow our business, and we wanted to have a lot of good sports content, and to be able to shoot multiple sports in one commercial was a big deal. But we went about it to showcase the beauty of what each athlete's doing. I feel like each sport has its own kind of cadence and dance that it kind of has. So we tried to focus on what each sport brings, like, football having the aggression and the power, soccer having the finesse and the ballet sort of feel, that sort of thing. And we were really focused on making sure it was a Lansing commercial. We picked our locations that made sense to Lansing. Obviously, we shot at the schools. We picked, Desmond and I talked about what schools we wanted to talk that kind of spoke to Moneyball most, and Lansing, of course. And then, we were lucky enough to have a Lansing artist make our music for us.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's an entirely Lansing project. It's I think it speaks to Moneyball's just quality and their work ethic as well. And really, we wanted, at the end, we wanted to say, like, there's a Nikes and there's Adidas out there, but Moneyball's here, and we can, they can hang with them too. So.
For those of you maybe familiar, Khary Kane, he goes by the name of Needles. He graduated from Sexton same year I graduated from Everett, but he's a Grammy Award-winning producer, and he did the music, for this. So he's done, Grammys for Bruno Mars, 50 Cent, Drake, Lil Wayne, a little bit of everybody.
Coming back to Michigan, we had made the decision to start making commercials or our own content, and Devin, who unfortunately can't be with us either, he lives here in LA, my other business partner. We wanted to make sure we were focusing on a company that we could get behind, a company that we felt connected to, and just something that we could get excited about. And when I started thinking about what we could do for our first Lansing-based commercial, I wanted to make sure it was a company that cared about Lansing, a company that we could get behind. And I mean, there was really nobody else but Moneyball, because I've watched them grow. I mean, I haven't known Desmond until this, but I watched them grow from the little store over in off Waverly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there was one before, a smaller one maybe before, but like that, I went in Waverly and looked at all their soccer uniforms. I was always interested in their uniform making. And when I decided it was Moneyball, it was a pretty easy decision, because I felt like we kind of, our company and Moneyball kind of have very similar ideas and very similar concepts of how to treat people, and we wanted to continue being connected to Lansing, and Desmond's probably the most connected in Lansing.
Moneyball.